Hello everybody and welcome to Sin City Living. My name is Jason. I'll be bringing you today's episode. As always, we want to thank all of our fans, our sponsors, our patrons. We appreciate all of your guys' support. Everyone that's bought us a cup of coffee, been greatly appreciated. We've had a rough couple of weeks here in the family, been out of work for a week and a half, coming up on 2 weeks thanks to our old friend COVID running through us. I don't want to take up a whole lot of time with the usual spiel, so all of you guys that are interested in what's going on with Sin City Living and what we plan on doing in the future with our live streams and upcoming events, please stick around to the end of the video or skip to the end of the video and watch. I will put most of that stuff in the ending spiel, and I will try and update it every week or two with more news. Otherwise, that being said, we're just going to go ahead and jump straight into today's video. So for today's video, we want to look at one of the more popular regression strategies. Now, with the regression strategies, while it may look like you need to have a large bankroll in order to pull this off, in reality you really don't. Unless you just happen to catch one of those absolutely terrible streaks of 4 or 5.7 outs in a row, you're going to be able to see a lot more shooters than you would think. Now, this is pretty much predicated on having at least $1,000 buy-in and, say, a $10 table. Although you could pull it off on a $15 table as well, and I'll give some options either way. Thank you, everybody, by the way, for the coffees you guys bought us throughout the month. It was a huge help. Between the sicknesses that hit us, I got hit twice, ended up in the hospital again with a stomach virus. We took, obviously, a real big hit this month. So all those coffees went a long way towards helping pay for our bills and helping my son have an awesome birthday. He had a lot of fun with his Baby Yoda birthday cake. It was great. He kept the topper. He calls it his toy. So thank you everybody. You guys helped us out a lot this month. So let's take a look now. They said you pretty much have to have $1,000 buy-in because you want to see you want to have enough for at least theoretically 4 quick 0.7 outs, even though hopefully you don't hit that. And what you want to do, now most people are just going to do 270. 270 across, right? 260 if the point happens to be a 6 or an 8, okay? Most people that play this, they don't do the point. They just figure if it's an immediate set the point winner, well, they just eat it. They just go, oh well, and they wait for the next roll. All that you are looking for on this. Now remember, a 7 has a 1 in 6 chance of coming. So once the point is set, you have a 1 in 6 chance of a 7 coming and hurting you, right? So you're hoping for the other 5 options. You're hoping for the other 5 options because this right here covers most of the non-7 rolls of the dice. You've got 10 of them, 18. You've got 24 of the 30 non-losing combinations of the dice. If any of these hit, they pay a minimum of $70. The inside numbers will pay 70, so if you were on the 9, it would pay 70. And then the 4 and 10 are going to pay $98. They're going to be a buy. There's pretty much no casino anywhere where it's not a buy at this point. So all you want is that one hit. Even at the lowest level, right? And I'm going to pay this partially with white. It's going to pay $70. At the lowest level, it's going to pay $70. Now, if you were on a $10 table, this is the point where you say, you know what, take me down, give me 52, or you could even say 64. 64 across, including the point, and you've got every number. Theoretically, it's a free bet. In reality, you're not playing with the casino's money. Once you have won this money, it is your money. You are playing with your money, not the casino's money. I hate it when people say that because you could say, take me down, walk over to the cage, cash out your money, go spend it on your wife or husband because you always want to spend your money on your husbands. So it is your money, okay? Now, if you're on a $10 table, you've just made $70. So if you go down to 64 across, you bank a $6 profit, but more importantly, you now have every single number. Every single number. That's not a 2, 3, or 11, or 12. Okay? You have every single number. Now at this point, then you shift to whatever strategy that you might want to play. be it a press one unit, which as we've discussed is an extremely underrated strategy, or the mid press, that's probably one of the best strategies for most players, or a power press if you are a gung-ho, balls to the wall, just like to go for it, walk with all the chips or none of the chips, more often than not, none of the chips. Or a sister press, you have options. You have options at that point. In fact, once you've collected that first hit, you don't have to go across. You don't have to do 64 across. You can do, again, any strategy you want. Maybe you want to shift to the 6 and 8 elevate. Maybe you want to shift to the 6 and 8 triple hit. Maybe you want to do a marching soldier or an outside, a tower of power, twin pyramids. There's so many different options. You can do whatever you want because theoretically, you are playing without hurting your initial buy, without hurting your bankroll. At this point, you will no longer be invested in the shooter because you have pulled back your initial investment back into your bankroll. What about if you're on a $15 table? What can you do? Because at that point now, if you wanted all the numbers, it would be 96 across, including. Right now, you collected $70 here. If the point is a 6 or 8, it would be $78 across if you didn't include the point. So no matter what, you don't have the quote unquote free bet. So what can you do to still be able to bet a decent number of numbers, have a pretty solid bet, pretty solid betting strategy, and still manage to pull back so that your initial investment into the shooter is no longer there? It's actually pretty easy. Take yourself down, collect a $4 profit, and give yourself 66 inside. If the point happens to be inside, that's okay. 66 inside including. It's all right. Because once again, you are no longer invested in the shooter. You have pulled back enough money that your buy-in into this particular role, into this particular shooter, is now non-existent as far as your bankroll is concerned. As far as your initial money that you had before the shooter even picked up the dice, you are zeroed out. It made a small little bit of a profit. $4, that would be, to me, if I were to do it, it would be just be 66 inside and then $4 inside for the dealer's player control. At this point, I haven't made a profit yet, but we're only one roll in. Maybe two if they roll the horn number before, but most likely you're only one roll into this. And now you can make some money. Now you can do, again, whatever strategy it is that floats your boat. Mid press, sister press, power press. Who cares? It's not hurting your bankroll at this point. Now anything you pull back is actual pure profit. That's why the mid press is so strong, because you're always pulling back a little bit while you're still pressing up a pretty solid amount, so the continuous hits, multiple hits, start to really pay off. So I hope you guys find this interesting, enlightening, illuminating, or at least just plain fun. We will catch you guys next time. Thank you everybody for watching. Bye now. Okay everybody, and as promised, all the usual blah blah that I try and do at the beginning of the video, we're going to go ahead and put near the end of the video. And here we go. So thank you everybody for your usual patronage. All of you that are patrons of ours, we very, very much appreciate it. Thank you everybody who's been buying us a cup of coffee. Love to say it's going to coffee right now, but this month with the entire family out for COVID, it's honestly going to Bill's and probably the kid's birthday in a week. But we definitely appreciate it. We're going to continue working on these live streams. I know you guys have seen some of them popping up. Just got to figure out the look of it, and some of the audio is still giving me issues. But hopefully we'll be getting those live streams and the craps tournaments going as soon as possible. Really just going to depend on scheduling. My schedule changed, Amy's schedule changed, kids' school schedule is fun. So once we figure out exactly how all those schedules are going to work, we'll let everybody know. And otherwise, please continue emailing us with anything you would like to see videoed. And again, thank you everybody for tuning in. We appreciate every single one of you guys. We'll catch you next time. Bye now.